Architectural Builders Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
A pivot hinge for our front door.
Sure.
So I don't know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm looking for one of these. The door is 9 foot tall and 4 feet wide and weighs like 500, 600 pounds, but we don't want to do it in the center. We want to do it offset a little bit. So is there a specific product?
I sent you a quote yesterday.
I'm sorry?
I sent a quote yesterday for someone asking the same question.
It could have been me, but I have so many emails and I didn't know what to look for. Like I put in the your website, like to search for it to see if the question had been answered, but I couldn't find it. What's the email it came from?
What you're asking me the email that you sent to us?
No.
What email? What is your email?
My email is fiddlingforgod@gmail.com. I was wondering, like, if you were responding to mine.
That's exactly the email that I sent that to.
Okay, so what email? What is your email that it came from?
Okay, right on. Search your email for @absupply.net.
Okay, searching. Yeah, no results found. Let me check in the junk mail. Oh, okay. It was in my junk.
Yeah, so anyway, the point of the matter is that pivot and the intermediates meet the requirement of your outline.
Okay.
It's offset. It's rated for the weight. It's rated for the weight. And may I ask, why isn't the door manufacturer or supplier having this conversation?
Well, we ordered the door as a slab, and my husband is a contractor.
Yeah.
So we were just doing that ourselves. Because everywhere we went to get a pivot door, it was so expensive.
Oh, well, these pivots are... How much did you spend on your door?
The door was like $3,300. And so with that, like the doors we were looking at were $8,000. So we are saving some money.
Yeah, no doubt. I understand. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's probably one beast of a door. I'd love to see that. Well, how thick is the door?
He got it thicker. I want to say 2 1/4.
Okay, well, I mean, this pivot would work, but the proper way to do it is to have the pivot made for the door thickness, which will certainly serve to impact the cost because you want that bottom arm centered under the door appropriately. And while it's really only going to be a 1/4 inch absolutely out of place, it wouldn't be the way that you would absolutely want to specify hardware. You would specify that door thickness. But the bottom line is it's an offset pivot, and for that height, the book tells us that you would require 2 intermediate pivots, just like you would 2 intermediate hinges. Why pivots?
I think they look really cool.
Absolutely, that's a great answer. The right answer is because of the door weight. That's the answer. That's the proper answer. You could do concealed hinges that will hang that weight, and you'd never see it. And actually, it might even be less expensive. Let me take a look. 220H. 220H. Let me pull up the nomograph for the 220H. You know, I ask these questions because they're, you know, they're meant to probe and interrogate, you know, to make sure that, you know, a 600-pound door, that is a massive door.
Yeah, we had to have a forklift bring into the house. It's
Sure. That's awesome. What makes it so heavy?
I don't know, and it was still in the box, so
Okay.
there's a lot of weight in how they packaged it, and they did a super job that way. So it's purely estimation on the weight. But
okay, so yeah, you're absolutely going to want to get a hard number on that, and I say that because what we're going to use to hang the door is going to be directly related to the weight, and if you are, you know, taking an educated guess and you're 200 pounds off, well, you may spend another $1,000 you didn't need to. So I would absolutely call your door guy and say, hey, listen, we're guessing 600. What are you guessing?
Okay.
You know, so you want to do that because you don't want to over or under specify hardware. It will cost money. It may not work. It might be an undue additional lead time. It may exclude other options as well. Oh, well, we could have done this and it looks nicer, and because you can't, it's concealed, and it's even half the cost. So you really want to dig into that as well. So what can I do to help? I mean, the checklist is absolutely determine a valid weight without any, you know, to your best, you know, to the best approach you can. And I'm thoroughly confident we'll be able to specify you a hanging device that's going to be what you want and handle it safely.
Okay. Well, I think you gave me what I need right now. I'm going to call the company and verify the weight because, I mean, I don't want to spend more if I don't have to, or I don't want to underestimate and then it be all messed up. So.
Yeah. So a hardware specifier like me, my obligation is to the owner, and that means the owner's pocket and the wallet that's in that pocket. So we don't want to over or underspend. So that's really important. I would love to see any drawings that go along with this opening, any additional details, because it will allow me to better understand what you're doing. And I did send you an email when we first started the conversation, so that you've got an email of who I am, and, you know, call your door guy and call me back. I may not be here any much longer today, but I'll be here all day tomorrow. I'll be here Saturday morning for sure. And then, of course, till I'm 90. So there you go.
Okay, sounds good. And what was your name again?
Richard.
Richard, okay. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it.
I look forward to continuing the conversation, Sarah.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Hi. So I called the company, and the door wasn't actually that heavy. The door is just under 300 pounds. Their best estimate was 260. So it was all the crates and stuff that put it way higher. So I'm hoping that changes that price a lot.
Well, I mean, you can certainly get by with a hinge that's a pivot that's far less costly. That's to be sure. So, I mean, you get past 500 pounds on pivots, and then it really starts to get elliptical on you, in terms of the curve.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, so before we get to the pivot thing, would you like to consider concealed hinges?
I have to see how it looks because I really like how the pivot opens. And that might be a weird thing, but I just really like how it looks when it opens. I can look it up. Is there a chance that you could price me on both of them, and then I could look at them and I can talk to my husband about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, however, what we're really going to want to do is to determine whether or not that material is going to work in the first place.
Okay.
Do you, by any chance, have any sort of cross-section of how this is going to work, any details on this opening? Who's building the frame? Where's the frame?
My husband built it.
Oh, he's going to,
So,
okay,
yes.
okay, great. So, yeah.
He knows all the details. I could email you the details and a picture of the opening he has.
Yeah. Yes. I absolutely would love to see that. So if you'll reply to that last email with that, let's rock and roll on that so I can see what you're dealing with. Because the hinge idea, you know, may not be appropriate whatsoever. I like the hinge idea because it's concealed. Pivots are neat, but you're going to have a pivot at the top, a pivot at the bottom, and then two equally spaced. So they look really cool, but you're still going to see a lot of hardware. And depending on the door type and the aesthetic you're going for, that might be perfect. Or you might say, no, that's a lot of hardware on that door. I really don't want to see it. So, you know, I'm throwing it out there. And the only reason I throw it out there is because those hinges can handle the weight. And it may not be what you want at all. So, considering all options, it would be concealed hinges like the sauce that I mentioned earlier, or pivots, obviously. And they both act as if they're offset. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing that information.
Okay. Well, I can get that to you tonight, and it's new construction. So if he had to change any of the framing at all, he could do that. We didn't. Beside the door, it's basically a wall of glass for this front door. So beside the door is going to have glass. So he's able, and it doesn't have that yet. It's just the wood framing right now. So he can move anything he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Send that to me. I'd like to see. Please do, and I will respond, and we'll pick this conversation up. It's any details on the door I'd like to see as well. An elevation, an invoice. I mean, I truly don't. It's no concern of mine what the door cost. I'm not looking at that. So don't go out of your way to conceal that information from me. I've sold a lot of really expensive doors. Your receipt will not shock me. So
I've seen some expensive doors. They look amazing. But yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So details on door.
Yeah. Send me what you have, and that will allow me to best present an option to you. And we want to present something that's going to work forever.
For sure.
So meaning set it and forget it. That's what we're looking to do.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I can get that to you tonight.
Awesome.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.